episode of Cubbie's Corner. Jordan Shackerly, Alex Cohen with me here today, recapping the last 2 weeks of Cubs baseball. It's been a great 2 series.
It really has. Yeah, you started off here with Omaha, won 2 out of 4 games. Mother Nature had a little bit to do with it. Saturday and Sunday both postponed. Then they went to Buffalo, which is great this time of year in April.
Beautiful.
And the Cubs took 4 out of 6 as a team that's 12-6 and one of the best offenses in the entire league.
Starting with Omaha at home, game 1 for the Cubs, Matt Mervis went 2 for 5, 2 runs, a double, a home run, and an RBI. Roenis Elias on the bump earned the first win for a starting pitcher for the Cubs this season, gave up just 3 runs in 5 innings.
Yeah, Matt Mervis did Matt Mervis things. You look at game 2, Iowa lost by a score of 10-6. You have Riley Thompson, who's one of the top pitching prospects in the organization. He made his first start at Principal Park this year. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs. Riley was a lot better in his next start against Buffalo, but in this start lost 10-6. Levi Jordan in his first game of the year, all he did was hit a triple and a single. He went 2 for 4. Cubs got out hit 12-8. It's a team that still puts up runs, still puts up hits when they're losing, but I end up losing that game 10-6.
Game 3, huge win, 14-1 for Iowa. 6 hitters had a multi-hit game in that one. Sergio Alcantara, 3 for 5, 3 runs, a double, RBI. Nick Neidert on the mound of that game gave up just 1 run, 4 hits in 5 innings. What are his best starts?
Yeah, that was a doubleheader. So the Cubs win 14-1 in game 1, and then they lose 11-8 in game 2. This is a weird game. It had 5 lead changes. Cubs led at one point by a score of 8-5, ended up losing by a score of 11-8. Big-time home run, Sergio Alcantara's first of the year after a 3-hit game. And then Christopher Morel started his big home run streak, hit a booming shot over the left field wall. Christopher Morel has done that a lot this year and really started it that day, even in an 11-8 loss against Omaha.
Absolutely. That was the biggest crowd of the season at Principal Park as well. We had 70 degrees all week. It was beautiful. A little bit of a taste of summer in those games.
A fake taste.
Unfortunately, though, Saturday, Sunday, both of those games getting postponed, so it was just those 4 games against Omaha. Then we go to Buffalo, first game postponed.
Yeah, first game postponed. It was 28 degrees with snow, not conducive weather for baseball, but you fly up to Buffalo on Monday, you have the off day on Tuesday, and then they start on Wednesday. They win 1-0 in game 1 of a doubleheader. It was a pitcher's duel, to say the least. Caleb Killian, one of the top pitching prospects in the organization, probably his best start in a year, best start in 2023. 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, most importantly, no walks. Then back out of the bullpen, really good. Ryan Barucki, Jeremiah Estrada, Tyler Duffy did a really nice job conserving the shutout, and then the save went to Manny Rodriguez. David Bodie with the only run scored, and the Cubs offense really for the first time this year silence, but they come away with the victory.
Bounce back. The next game, doubleheader, game 1, 10-2 win for Iowa. Nelson Velasquez, 3 for 3, 2 runs, a double, and a walk. He went to Chicago for a while, came back, got hot again here, so it's great to see in that game too. The Cubs had 13 hits. We saw homers from Christopher Morel, Matt Mervis, and Mike Tauchman. Then Roenis Elias, another great start, the longest outing of the year for an Cub. 6.1 innings. That was a no-hitter through that 6.1 innings. Alex, it was a quality start, a win. He allowed just 2 runs in that one.
Yeah, he tried for the complete game no-hitter. He got it broken up with a double down the left field line by former Iowa Cub Winton Bernard. Next game, it was a 7-inning game, 3-2. Iowa won. We talked about Roenis Elias with the possible no-hitter. Well, Riley Thompson, we talked about his really good start. Well, he had it in Buffalo. 5 scoreless, hitless innings. The no-hitter was broken up in the 7th inning. Cubs ended up winning by a score of 3-2. They got a double play ball with the bases loaded, 2 outs, ended up winning by a score of 3-2. 2 big victories for the Cubs. First time they swept a doubleheader since 2021.
A 3-game win streak in that Buffalo series. Game 4, unfortunately, a loss for the Cubs. Both teams had just 5 hits. Iowa walked 6 batters, which is where a lot of those runs for Buffalo came from. Christopher Morel still hitting well, 2 for 3 that night. 2 runs, a home run, an RBI, and a walk.
Then you go to Game 5. Cubs come back with a victory. They win 11-6. Offense really starting to pick up. Cubs have the number 3 ranked prospect in their organization here with Iowa. His name is Brennan Davis. All Brennan did, 3 hits, including a 426-foot home run to dead center field. Other home runs, They were by Brendan Davis, as I said, Christopher Morel, Matt Mervis, Nelson Velasquez. So if you're like a big Cubs prospect fan, well, you look at the 4 guys who hit home runs, Velasquez, Mervis, Davis, Morel, pretty big deal. Then Chris Clark making his AAA debut on the mound. That's 3 scoreless innings, 1 hit, no runs, 5 Ks. Icubs starting pitching, especially through the first 4 games of the series, really, really impressive.
Absolutely. Game 6 in that series, another loss for Iowa, making that series 4-2. They still got the win from Saturday night. Game 6, 11-6 loss. The Cubs out-hit Buffalo 13-8, but they left 12 runners on base and were 5 for 16 scoring position.
Even though they lose 11-6 in that game, they got 3 3-hit games. Matt Mervis, Brendan Davis, and David Bodie. So you look at it offensively when Brendan Davis, the number 3 ranked prospect, has 3 hits for the second consecutive game. And then Matt Mervis with 2 singles and a double with 3 hits. He's the number 6 ranked prospect. Mervis leads the entire International League in runs batted in. So even though the Icubs lost, there's still some positive things to look forward in that game and really the entire series. It's really going well. The International League West is very top heavy. You look at the Memphis Redbirds, they just won 12 consecutive games. I know Cardinals can't talk anything good about them, but the Iowa Cubs starting 12-6. You look at the Chicago Cubs and then the Iowa Cubs combined, they're 10 games over 500. So when the 2 top affiliates of your organization are 10 games over 500, that means you're playing some good baseball.
Absolutely is. And we mentioned him a little bit here and there. Christopher Morel had an 11-game hitting streak through those games.
Christopher Morel had an 11-game hitting streak. He also had 5 home runs during that stretch. This is a guy who was a top 10 Rookie of the Year candidate up in the big leagues last year. Comes back down here to Iowa after really an impressive spring training. But when the Cubs signed Dansby Swanson, they signed Nico Horner to a long-term deal and Cody Bellinger, there's just not enough space for Christopher Morel. All that he's done down here has been one of the best hitters in the International League when it comes to batting average, hits, home runs, extra base hits, runs scored. Anything that you can do, Christopher Morel has done. He's been so impressive to watch.
He really has. And a new addition to Iowa last week, Miles Mastrobone. He started the year in Chicago, came back here to Iowa. Great starting series.
What most impressed me about Mastrobone is he was up in the big leagues with Chicago. He didn't get that much playing time. He comes back to Iowa, or technically Buffalo, plays pretty much every game the entire series. He hits over 300, gets on base 50% of the time, just a professional at bat every time that he steps into that left-hand hitting batter's box. He can play short, he can play third, he can play second, he can play all the outfield positions. He's a guy who is the Benzoverus utility player, and he's really valuable to this team.
And we talked about the starting pitchers, Roenis Elias and Riley Thompson. Great outings.
Yeah, Roenis Elias had an opportunity for a perfect game, had 6 perfect innings in game 1 of a doubleheader in Buffalo. 6 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 2-0 on the season. And then you talked about Riley Thompson. He's the number 28 ranked prospect in the organization. Riley last year was just building back up from a shoulder injury, averaged 3 innings per start. Well, Riley this year has gone 4 or more innings in every start. 5 innings, no hits, 9 strikeouts in his start. He's finally rearing back into form. And when Riley Thompson gets healthy, guys, he's a big leaguer.
And this is his first season at AAA. He's just getting started here.
No, absolutely.
Forget that.
I think that Riley, the fastball's 95 to 96. He's a guy who throws 5 competitive pitches. He's really excited to watch on the mound because he's a bulldog. I mean, he's going to go out there and he stares at a hitter, and you know that he thinks he's going to get them out.
Absolutely. Roster moves this week for Iowa, a little bit quieter than it usually is. We talked about Miles Mastrobone coming down from Chicago. Chris Clark and Curtis Taylor both promoted from the dev list. We saw them pitch this week.
Yeah, Chris Clark made his AAA debut. He was a guy who was a Rule 5 pick for the Mariners and then sent him back to the Cubs. And he's 6'6", 240 pounds, an imposing figure on the mound. He throws 6 pitches for strikes. Think Javier Assad and Chris Clark's frame. 6 pitches for strikes, 3 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, no walks. He is a guy that once he gets built back up, he'll be really, really valuable to the starting rotation to give quality innings to the Icubs. And then you talked about Curtis Taylor, a guy who played for Team Canada for the World Baseball Classic. He's been a really productive pitcher in minor league baseball, especially with the Tampa Bay Rays and the Seattle Mariners. He's a guy who will be able to help you in the back end of the bullpen.
We talked all about these huge prospects for Iowa. We're seeing some big ones from Louisville visiting this week.
Yeah, Ellie De La Cruz is the top prospect in all of minor league baseball, and you watch him on the field, you can understand why. He's a 6'7" shortstop who can run, hit for power, throws the ball 100 miles per hour across the diamond. You'll be able to see him at Principal Park. Just talked about Clark, but he just got activated from the injured list. He is a really impressive prospect. He has all 5 tools. You'll be able to see him out there probably playing shortstop, a little bit of outfield, a little bit of DH. And then the award, one of the best left-handed pitching prospects in all of baseball, Andrew Abbott just got promoted from AA to AAA. He leads all of minor league baseball in strikeouts. So you see Andrew Abbott on the mound, Elliot Ella Cruz in the field, and then possibly taking a look at the Cincinnati Reds, who they're looking to get back healthy. Joey Votto, a surefire Hall of Famer, progressing in his rehab. Maybe he ends up at Principal Park this week.
So it sounds like fans need to come visit Principal Park
I
this week,
probably
Alex.
would if I were you guys, as somebody who was in Buffalo with the average temperature of 36 degrees for the last 6 days. Down here, it'll feel like summer, and it all starts at 6:38 p.m. here at Principal Park on Tuesday.
We've got some great promos, great ticket deals going all week. Tuesday night, 6:38 game. We've got baseball bingo playing our Tuesdays. Wing
Wednesday's my favorite. You get buy one, get one boneless wings at exit coupons once you exit Principal Park on Wednesday. So make sure you come down Jethro's Wings Wednesdays.
We're going to see another day game on Thursday, 12:08. Mug Club, the Fairway 2-for-1 ticket. Bring your kids to work day on that one.
My
so it should be a fun day.
Absolutely. And then Friday, you have your standard fireworks show brought to you by MediaCom. 7:08 p.m. first pitch. It's the Iowa Oaks jersey auction. If you like retro jerseys, come on out of the ballpark. You'll love that. And then our scheduled poster giveaway here for 2023.
And Saturday, going to be another day game. Trying to keep it warm, it's still chilly in Iowa around this time.
Sometimes, some days, some hours.
3:08 start on that one. Come play pregame catch on the field every Saturday.
Are you getting your arm stretched after play catch on the field? You getting ready for that?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you and me, you'll see us out there. Right?
Absolutely. I'll be throwing left-handed. Sunday, our last game, 1:08 p.m. first pitch at Principal Park. It's a Copa game, the Demonios de Des Moines with the retro jerseys coming on out. Food pantry giveaway. You get 3 items. Once you get to the gates, you get a free general admission ticket. And then after the game, the kids can run the bases. Weather will be great. Playing the Louisville Bats. It's a nice NL Central rivalry. Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, AAA affiliates playing here, and you have a team with the Iowa Cubs that are the best that it's been really since I've been here in 5 years. They're 12-6. They have the best offense in the International League. Remember, they missed 3 games due to rain. They missed 2 against Omaha, 1 against St. Paul, and they scored the most runs in the league. That shows how special this offense is.
It does, and we saw some quiet games. We saw a 1-run game.
We saw a 1-0 game, a 3-2
leading.
game, and they have 7 games this year where they've scored double-digit runs. They have one of the most exciting players in AAA in Christopher Morel. They have arguably one of the most talented hitters in AAA in Matt Mervis. And then you have guys like David Bodie with 5 years up in the big leagues, possible major league rehabs coming here to Principal Park. It's a really exciting time to watch the Iowa Cubs. I know I'm a little bit biased as I cover them every day, but this team is one of the most impressive offensive teams I've ever seen come on out of the ballpark to see them.
Come on out all week, Tuesday through Sunday. We're playing the Louisville Bats. More information, just go to iowacubs.com. Alex, thanks for coming on.
Not a problem. We will see you here at Principal Park in the next 6 days, hopefully.